I would describe myself as a fan of Alex Garland's films and work generally. I mean, he's also done a lot as a writer, so I was very excited to see Civil War. Let's talk about it. Hi, my name's Drew and welcome to another review video on Flying Wiener. Now, Alex Garland, if you're not familiar with the name, he's done a lot of things that I really love. I mean, he's written, I think, every film that he's directed, but I like Ex Machina, I loved Annihilation, I like Men as well, which I covered for the channel not too long ago. He's also written films like Sunshine or 28 Days Later, or one of my personal favourites, Dread. Yeah, he wrote that. So this guy knows what he's doing, basically. So back in 2020 or so, he felt like he wanted to make this film about the state of America, the USA, and it's crazy to think what he, well, foresaw. Might sound a bit drastic, but still, you know, in 2020, he does have a very interesting opinion, let's put it that way, about how things may go. Now, Civil War, if you're not familiar, it came out last year. Just like with a previous film I covered, Alien Romulus, I wanted to see it in cinemas, just couldn't get around to it. There were many very good films last year that I wanted to see in cinemas, but just really difficult to find the time. You know, because in Austria, they're not always in what do you call it, in English, not always in the original language, or at least they have very few showings, and then it might, you know, be a further distance, so it's all very, unfortunately, complicated. Never mind. Hooray for streaming services. Netflix had it, so I got to see Civil War, finally. What is this film about, if you're not familiar? I mean, the trailers sort of give away the basic gist if the name itself does not. We are stuck in an American Civil War. It's not the Civil War, it's actually modern day Civil War. The good thing about this film is it doesn't try to take sides, not only in the sense of which party it's supposed to be, whether it's Republicans or it's Democrats, but it's also not trying to say that either side, whichever they may be, is in the right here, which I think is very clever and very good. What we have here is there's a few states have separated. Now, if I remember correctly, it's California and Texas, which again, very clever. You've got a majorly Democrat state and a majorly Republican state. So, you know, it's probably not even over these typical party lines, you know, that this war is being fought over or something. But you've got a president who apparently, you know, is trying to extend his term for, well, extend his presidency for another term or so. In any case, he's obviously trying to abuse his power, and the people are rising up against that. That's the gist I got from it, right? But again, they're very vague on a lot of the details, so it's not really quite clear what is going on and whose side is right, if there even is a right side. That's not even the story that the film is trying to tell, at least not in my opinion. I think it's just generally trying to, well, just shed light on war, but also how we interact with it, because the whole film we're following journalists, right? Photographers, journalists. We are mainly focused on Kirsten Dunst. Her character's name is Lee, and she and her crew, they're going to drive to the White House to interview the president just before what they think is going to be his either surrender or defeat at the very least, you know, because it seems that all the other forces are encroaching on the White House, and they've been offered this opportunity to interview him, and they want to take it because obviously it'll be a very significant moment. Accompanying her is Wagner Moura, who I absolutely loved in Narcos as Pablo Escobar. He plays Joel. He's basically her partner, a journalistic partner, manager, whatever you want to call it. You know, he's trying to assist her on this journey. One more person I would mention is Kaylee Spaney, it's a name I've never really read before, but now she's popped up in Alien Romulus and here again. It's weird how that happens in such a short time, where suddenly it feels like an overload. Her character's name is Jessie. She knows Lee, is inspired by her to become a photographer, and they by chance meet, and she jumps on this chance to accompany them and learn about photography. So she gets a first-hand experience of war and being a journalist in war. And that is mainly what we see. So they're driving through the country and we see various situations happening that they either partake in or feel themselves, you know, shunted into. Without their say and having to deal with it. And I feel for me at least, it was an examination of how we as humans act. Not only the people in the war itself on both sides, but even just the spectators, in this case the journalists who are just trying to cover it. And you know, where's the line? Where do you cross over from just being documenting to maybe being a bit sensationalist yourself, being a bit cruel even? Obviously you've got the difficult job of not being able to I won't say participate, but even you know, just somehow what do you call it, interact and just maybe try and save people. Difficult, right? Really difficult. You have to try and stay sort of objective and all these kind of things. I thought it was really interesting, this examination. The film itself has got incredible performances all throughout. There's one short one, which is Jesse Plemons, which I find it really fascinating to find out he and Kirsten Dunst are married. I mean, what an acting power couple that is. And there's this weird story where whoever the original actor was not available. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I'll just come and do it. And this was like the week before or so. I mean, what a stroke of luck, because it is, for many, one of the most memorable scenes in the film, and it is really good. But there's so many good scenes. I mean, Kirsten Dunst is a really incredible performance. You really feel her emotional turmoil, which is happening mostly inside, where she is a veteran journalist and photographer, but you can still see how all these things are pulling at her, especially having this young, I'll call it protege, who she's trying to teach about all this stuff and trying to sort of protect from all the horribleness, etc. I found it was a really interesting situation. Film. Again, I don't feel it really comments a lot on, I don't know, it feels kind of foreshadowy, because especially right now, I mean, everything in the USA is really bananas. There's hardly a day goes by, or even half a day goes by, without some crazy news story that makes you go, what? You know, how is this even real? So you're like, yeah, I mean, I could actually see a civil war happening somehow, you know, because it's just so crazy and everything's so extreme in terms of opinions, not just in America, but generally in the world nowadays. But it's also interesting seeing this examination of how we as humans deal with this, you know, both not just in the actual fighting, but from just outside, you know, how are we going to deal with this? Are we going to try and intervene? Are we going to try and help somehow? Or are we just going to spectate? And I also thought it was interesting insight into just journalism itself, you know, the kind of job that they do. I mean, it's crazy as well. You're basically on the front line while you're not being shot at. I mean, you've just got, like they have, a bulletproof vest that says press on it, and that will obviously not keep you safe. So quite brave people, in my opinion, because they still strive to really document what's happening, you know, without judging, just what's happening. And I found that really interesting to think about that topic. So if you're in the mood, there's sort of a wee thinky film in the sense of that you want to ponder about these kind of issues and stuff, you should give Civil War a try, because I think it's a really solid film. Alex Garland, in my opinion, all the films I've seen he's done, all the films he's written, none of them have been bad. So he really is a great talent, I feel. That'll all be all from me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It is the best way to support this channel. Leave a comment down below about anything you want to say about Civil War or any of other Alex Garland's other work. If you want one recommendation from me, it has to be Dread. While he only wrote it, Dread is a phenomenal film. It really is. I want to be in the parallel universe where we got a second Dread film. Never mind. Anyway, anything you want to say, put it down in the comments below. I'll thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one on Flying Wiener. Take care. Bye.